Good morning, everyone. By the way, I am Shaira Torresaga. I am from BEd student, second year. And for today's morning, we will talk about designing learning portfolios. So, at the end of the lesson, the students are expected to identify what are the three types of designing learning portfolios, discuss guidelines on how to design learning portfolios for elementary science, appreciate the importance and purposes of using portfolios. So, what is designing learning portfolios? A learning portfolio is a collection of artifacts that represent the learning and interests of an individual. So, it's a collection of artifacts that represents sa learning of an individual or sa iyang nga interest. Purposes for using portfolios. Allow children to analyze their own learning processes, keep records that accompany children from one grade to the next, highlight accomplishments, document children's growth, keep track of the processes of a children. So the purposes of learning portfolio is to guide ang mga learners and teachers as well, and to set and establish goals nga na-align sa ilahang learning objectives like para silang mga experience sa children's growth unsay mas na-develop sa mga bata over a period of time. So there are three types of designing learning portfolios. The first one is developmental portfolios, also known as working or process portfolios. These are used to document the progress of a student over time. So, the developmental portfolios, the students select and submit their works nga it shows the evidence of their growth or ilahang experiences, ilang journey nila over time. So, the second portfolios is showcase portfolios. These portfolios are a collection of a student's best work. So, kani nga showcase are assigned para i-display ng mga learners ang ilang best quality of work or ilang accomplishments nga ilang na-achieve over a period of time. So, ilang gi-showcase ilang mga achievements. So, the last types of portfolios is assessment portfolios. Assessment portfolios are used to evaluate a student's performance against specific criteria or standards. So, kaning assessment portfolio, mauni siya compilation of student work that shows growth over a specific period of time. So, kuan ni siya, gahatag ni siya kanang mga performance sa mga bata or mga specific criteria. So let's now proceed to elements of a portfolio. So the first one is cover letter. The cover letter summarizes the evidence of a student's learning and progress. So kani nga cover letter muna siya maka-beneficial siya in a way of summarize the key details such as your skills and experiences that make you a great candidate for a specific position. So, dako jud tabang ang cover letter. So, let's now proceed to table of contents. The table of contents is the most crucial part of the portfolio, and it provides an overview of all the important sections of your portfolio. Think of it as a blueprint for your portfolio. So, kaning table of content is a very important piece of the portfolio. It allows assessors to find their way easily through the document. So, it serves kanang two purposes pod. Ang unang purpose is to identify the paper's content and the second is to identify the number of the kanang page of when will you start. Or dako jud ko anang table of contents sa atoa. Importante jud na. So, dates. Dates on all entries to facilitate the proof of growth over time. So, kani siya mo ni proof of kanang children's or learners growth over time. So, dako pong kuan tabang po ning dates. Kuan siya makahatag og proof or evidence sa growth sa mga bata. So let's now proceed to entries. Both core item students have to include and optional items of student's choice. The core elements will be required for each student. So kaning entries is either be core or optional core. Core entries are items na ang students have to include, while optional mo'y entries of student's choice. So kuan ni siya kanang dapat required sa each student ang kanang both core. So let's now proceed to the advantages in using portfolio. So the first one is showcasing your work. A portfolio allows you to display your skills, expertise, and accomplishments in a visual and organized manner. So kani nga showcasing your work. Na-mention naman ako ni a while ago, di ba? Sa showcase your portfolio, dako jud ni siya advantage if you allow learners or students to display their skills, expertise, and accomplishments. So, mas makabalo sila if their work is kanang nagka-improve, ni-develop ilang skills. So, through showcasing their work, mas jud kanang matabangan pud sila sa mga sa ilang teachers, muna siya, dako jud na siya advantage. So, let's now proceed to track your progress. So, a portfolio can serve as a record of your personal and professional growth. So, it encourages students' reflection on their learning. Students may come to understand what they have and have not learned. So, dako jud tabang or advantage ang pag-track sa progress para makabalo jud ta if og unsa dapat ang i-grow ug unsa dapat ang mas dapat i-develop pa ang skills. So dako jud advantage ning track your progress. Let's now proceed to highlighting your strengths. By carefully selecting the projects and pieces to include in your portfolio, you can highlight your strengths and areas of expertise. So kaning highlighting your strength, it means it allows you to highlighting what makes your work unique and impactful. So through this, you can show your skills and abilities. So through this, kuan jud imong mga strengths kanawang mas ma-improve. So, dako jud advantage ni siya. So, the last advantages of using portfolio is personal reflection. So, the process of creating a portfolio encourages you to reflect on your achievements and experiences. So, through this, it can help you to showcase your learning skills, achievements, and it's not just a summary of what you did, but kanang mo analyze pud ni siya on how and why you did it. Unsay na learn nimo and ug unsaon nimo pag-apply ni in the future. So let's now move to guidelines when using portfolio assessment. So the first one is clear criteria. Clearly define the criteria for assessing the portfolio. This could include specific skills, knowledge, or competencies that you want to evaluate. So once ang goal of the portfolio is clear or decisions are made about what will be considered success, items are then collected to include in the portfolio because makaprovide naman siya evidence of kanang meeting the criteria. So dapat clear jud ang criteria sa pag-assessing sa portfolio. So let's now move to the second guidelines, which is authenticity. So the work included in the portfolio should be authentic and representative of the individual's abilities. So it must conducted through real-world tasks that requires students to demonstrate their knowledge and skills in a meaningful context. So dapat na-adjoy evidence or proof ang students nga gi-assess gud niya ng portfolio. So the third is fairness and equity. Ensure that the portfolio assessment process is fair and equitable for all individuals. So dapat na ay fairness and equity imong mga students or na ay support gikan sa paghatag nilang portfolio or pag-showcase sa ilang growth and experiences. So dapat kuan jud na ay fairness and equity, dapat equal. So the next is rubrics or scoring guides. Develop rubrics or scoring guides that outline the criteria and levels of performance for each component of the portfolio. So kani mo'y nag-monitor sa level of performance sa usa ka bata og unsay nakit-an nga changes or growth sa teacher. So dapat naa jud scoring guides diri mabal-an ug unsa nang level ang performance sa mga bata. So reflection component, encourage individuals to include reflections on their work in the portfolio. So much better jud if naa reflection component para makabalo ang mga teacher if naa jud by kanang naay changes sa skills and abilities sa mga bata og nabud jud sila'y development. So let's now proceed to the last, timely feedback. So provide timely and constructive feedback on the portfolio assessment. So it's very important jud if naay constructive feedback or timely feedback para makabalo og students, children if naabay dapat i-improve sa ilang kaugalingon or dapat napabay i-enhance sa ilahang self. So let's now proceed to designing a portfolio assessment for elementary science. So the first one is identify learning goals. Determine the specific learning goals or standards you want to assess through the portfolio. So it's very important jud nga kabalo kita og unsay goal nato or ganahan nato ma-achieve or ma-assess into ka ng sa ato nga portfolio. So dapat kabalo jud ta ug unsa ato nga goal or or ganahan nato nga ma-achieve. The next is select portfolio artifacts. Choose a variety of artifacts that demonstrate students' learning and progress. So through this, you can show your skills and abilities by choosing artifacts like photos, videos, text, and these are your evidence of what you have learned. So chada good, mas nice good nga kabalo jud ta og unsa ito nga ganahan nga i-demonstrate. So the third is provide clear guidelines. Clearly communicate the expectations and criteria for each portfolio artifact. So dapat jud na clear guidelines para mas masabtan sa mga bata ug unsaon nila paghatag og pag-show sa ilang experiences sa ilahang development. Next is include reflection. Ask students to reflect on their learning and the process they went through to complete each artifact. So kani same raman is katong sa showcase. Always should ask ang students about their learning or unsay process sa ilang artifacts if okay ra ba or dili para ma-assess nimo sila. Provide opportunities for feedback. Throughout the portfolio assessment process, provide opportunities for students to receive feedback on their work. So, offering regular feedback sa mga students through portfolios, ma-assess nila ilang growth and improvement. So, dako jud tabang siya sa mga students if hatagan nimo siya kanang feedback o unsay dapat ilang i-enhance sa ilang skills and abilities. Number 6. Assessment criteria and scoring. Develop a scoring rubric or criteria for evaluating each artifact. So, by clearly defining assessment criteria, students know what is expected of them and para pod ma-meet pod nila ilang expectations. Next is include reflection and self-assessment. Encourage students to reflect on their learning and self-assess their progress. So, by encouraging students to reflect on their learning experience and challenges sa ilang achievements, makagain sila deeper understanding sa ilang progress. The last one is celebrate and share. Consider opportunities for students to share their portfolios with their peers, families, or the wider school community. So, providing opportunities for students to share their portfolios with peers allows for peer learning and collaboration. Maka-learn sila from each other works. And maka-provide sila feedback and support to each other. So, that's all for today. I hope you learned something from me.